Whoa, it started streaming. I did not want it to start streaming. Okay, cool. I guess I'm streaming now. Um, all right, so I'm gonna be playing this game and for like an hour and 10 minutes. Then I gotta go to work. But I'm also gonna be watching this channel.
Went to the corner shop, there's a line of 20 people. Go to the dry cleaners, a line of 8. Off to a work party, it's a buffet, so naturally a big line. The toilets had 15 people at the door and the bar was about 10 deep. To one side there was a table with just a bowl of punch, and in a miracle there's nobody there.
That sounds awful.
One eternity later.
Oh, wait a minute. This joke has no punchline. God damn it.
Close your eyes and imagine this. You decided to set a date to break the record again after Kai Kennart reached hype train level 112.
Okay.
The day arrives and the hype train easily reaches 100 but starts to struggle.
Okay.
It barely breaks the previous record and you think it's over, but the hype train just doesn't die. Instead it keeps going. It reaches level 167. When you do the math you realize you have failed. You also remember the bet with Iron Mouse. Now you need to become a VTuber and sing for chat.
Shit. Do not put a prophecy out. No.
Greetings, Thor. Proof time. If you are Thor, then your dad is the All-Father, Odin. If he is the All-Father, then that makes him our dad as well.
No.
You know I am technically correct. The best kind of correct. Checkmate.
Shit.
Oi J-Dog. Lucky
No.
here from the oil rig.
No.
I have bad news. After your denial, Skeeter odded last night. His last words were, "I wish I was good enough for Big J, goodbye crude world." The fracking 5 is no more. They
God
might
damn
call
it.
you Drill Bill for all the cash you made, but we'll
No.
always call you Jason the Betrayer. Skeeter was burned at the methane flare, the petroleum patrol saluting him. He pumped his last jack. I hope the Pokemon money was worth it, J-Dog.
I hate you so much. God damn it.
It was the best of times, it was the Worcestershire of times, it was the age of 7 brain cells, it was the age of goblins, it was the epic of Thor, it was the epic of buying the demo, it was the season of stream, it was the season of stream's end, it was the spring of hope, it was the winter of doubt. We had the chat before us, we had nothing before us, we were all going to make games, we're all doing other things. In short, it was a period of time that some goblin with authority insists.
There was a period of time. The game jam.
Hey J-Dog. Jimbo here. We've been watching you playing Pokemon for money and we're concerned. We know you left the oil company after the incident, but
God
who
damn
didn't
it.
crash a tanker and spill 1,000,000 barrels of oil into the sea once or twice. Come back, man. It will be just like old times.
I
Mad
never
Cat.
worked for an oil
The
company.
company made the lawsuit disappear. Also people asking too many questions. The sea turtles deserved it anyway. Signed,
Jesus.
Jimbo, Lucky, Butch, and Skeeter.
I never worked for an oil company. My name is not J-Dog. And I have not been playing Pokemon for money, you goddamn goblin.
Thor, thoughts on making a highly bespoke AFOP with an highly holistic experience. It will take a lot of bandwidth to use but will give players a synergistic EXP. The PSE on this would be amazing. We could also get a highly disruptive spot on the PSN network. Let's please TB on this Mo. Yard Cheer 500 greetings Thor, leader of goblins, tamer of ferrets and beloved by radiant ducklings. Thank you for being you. You influenced me into finishing my first game and keep learning. I have a
Good.
serious question for you.
So-
If K is a substitute for OK, and some people call the grandpa pop, couldn't K-pop be a substitute for OK boomer? Look, it's Jimbo again. Tell you HWAT, I'm gonna level with you.
God damn
You
it.
betraying the crew and saying you never worked oil was a low blow to us.
I never
The bond
have.
between us is supposed to be stronger than the covalent bonds in hydrocarbons. It hit Skeeter the hardest. He started using again, and you know he has abandonment issues. He barely got over you collapsing the rig on him. Please man, stop this nerd shit, and show why we called you Drill Bill.
You're the worst. You're the worst. Yeah, somebody posted something really funny. They said, you don't
Oh, these are
understand
funny.
memes, have money. Also, been trying to get this message to you for months. Garlic is associated with antiplatelet activity, which means it may help prevent blood clots from forming, meaning that garlic simply makes you easier to drink. I told you, vampires are using garlic to season you. That means that the idea that garlic wards off vampires is a trick by Big Suck.
Said hello. It Dragosh. You haven't answered my computer question. Is this scam? Is okay, I used to it. Such is life in Balkan. Maybe you can answer another question.
Your
You
name is
hat pie.
Dragosh.
Tell me how. I want to grow more potato for potato. If
No.
not, it's fine. Thank.
God damn it, Sanko. The level of troll that Sanko has become. His goblin ray has reached. I don't even. You're basically 2 goblins at this point.
Hey Thor, I know you like conspiracy theory. I need help with this one.
Oh.
Since Earth is not 80% carbonated water, does that make the world flat?
That was funny. I like that one.
Hey Thor, what are your thoughts on the adult entertainment industry being the leading cause of technological advancement?
It's always going to be porn and military. That's what causes technological advancement, usually in material science as well. Yep. Porn and military. That's kind of how it works. Yeah.
Is it bad that I've been calling scatter tree fragments skibidi tree fragments then?
Yes, it is bad.
Also, one of the mods bit me, and now I can see sound and hear colors.
No,
What do?
don't worry about it. Don't worry. Let them. It's the others. Moderator, just put them in the back of the others. Stop blinding people.
So instead of these ones being blue, I want them to be green. So I'm gonna make that happen.
Well. Oh boy.
Where's that green that I was
boy,
moving over
boy,
here?
oh
There it
boy.
is.
Welcome back. What more can
It's
I
not
say?
here yet, but oh, there it is.
Welcome back.
Look at that.
Hopefully doing well. Hopefully having a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And more than likely by now, you've seen this video. And it's been 2 years.
No, we're not gonna watch this. I've already watched this. Watch something new. Fucking. Let's go back.
Hey
Go
Thor,
back to the previous one. And watch this one.
I'm really limber, perfect for some lumber. I hope it's not cumber, some, also something that rhymes with thunder. Oh no, I made a blunder. This is tearing me asunder. I must feed the hunger. Let's troll the Twitcher Thor. It works like a wonder.
You having a time over there? Thanks to the 100 bits. You were 7.
You're a bigger 7.
Shit.
What just happened? I missed that.
You were 7.
You're a bigger 7.
Oh,
Shit.
he called what he was gonna say. That's funny.
God damn it.
Good morning, mighty druid lord, ruler of chat. The mighty armored elongated lemon. Now that you've retired, have you considered using your spare time to inspire people to create things? Maybe stream the creative process to help others draw inspiration.
Oh,
You
God.
could also take
Okay,
snippets of your
so-
streams to turn into short-form content to help
Yeah,
snap
we're gonna-
people out of a slump.
Oh, God, it's coming full
Obviously,
I'm
circle.
just gonna do this.
So maybe try a demo
Wow.
for $7,777.77.
It's happening.
All
The
hail the
nightmare.
mighty Blackburn
And
Blackburn.
then I'm gonna delete
You could
this
be
one.
either way.
Observe.
You could
And
be
this
either
one.
way.
It's our dad, and he loves us all.
No. No. My dad even said
Don't be
when he came on
salty.
stream,
If you weren't a Java developer, maybe you'd be the favorite.
God damn.
There we go.
I don't know why this is happening. So when I play games on Twitch...
So now we're gonna throw these ones away until they come out
But listen to
green.
this.
Pop 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 pop.
No,
pop,
goddammit.
Pop pop pop.
You're a pop.
And Bit said hello Thor. I had a really funny situation yesterday. I was at work, retail, and was watching your stream in my break time outside. A grandma passing by recognized your voice as the good-looking young man her son and grandson love. After I translated one of your shorts to her, she said that you were good-looking and smart and that her daughter should have married someone like you instead of the idiot she did. That made me laugh and made my day. Rhyme Axolotl with 500 bits said hello Thor. I have come to you from the Axolotl Association.
No?
We have recently been informed that you have not paid your axolotl taxes, and have come to inquire why you have not seen your local axolotls lately. Please report to the nearest axolotl rescue to rectify this issue. We will be waiting.
I'm done
Thank
with
you very
mushrooms.
much.
Taxes, you say, right?
A nozzle with 500 bits.
Now I can
said,
get rid of
"Hey,
the
Thor,
mushroom
my wife
machine,
recently
finally."
told me to learn new stuff, so I bought a computer, and here I am. I was kind of a boomer before, but it's easy, right? You just Google it. So anyway, I started investing in crypto, and one day my wife got super angry, wondered where was all the money, so I told her just Google it, and now the circle is complete, and you lost the game.
If you spend all the money, you're married, you spend all the money, and then your wife asks you where the money is, and you say just Google it, you're getting a divorce, dude. Like it's...
Thor, I hope you're unscrumbled.
I
I'm
am.
looking forward to your cooking streams.
I'm
I'm a
looking forward
French
to
guy
doing
who moved to Seattle to be with my Belle American girlfriend. She's allergic to garlic, which is my favorite. We found a compromise: leek oil. I infuse blanched leeks in light avocado
That's a
oil
good
myself
idea.
at home, and it is great for cooking or just
Yeah.
used as a table condiment.
Yeah.
Tonight my chef friend is coming over to make Niçoise salad, and I will ask him to use garlic oil on mine and leek my Belle.
Holy shit. Oh, god damn it.
I'm too tired to think of anything, so I just want to hear Brian say this.
Alright. Think of the
Falcon
two
mouse
ones.
perfect T-size for put baby into n/at. Inside very soft and comfort baby sleep soundly put baby in pelican mouth.
No.
Put baby in pelican mouth.
Do
No
not.
problems ever in pelican mouth because good shape and support for baby neck weak of big baby head. A pelican mouth, yes, a place for a baby. Put baby in pelican mouth. Can trust pelican for giving good love to baby. Friend
No.
pelican.
This is the worst copy pasta. I swear to God, this is the worst copy pasta. What is wrong with you?
So recently I had a very funny conversation. Let's call her Mary, my clueless Christian friend. She is also a huge nerd. Me and her BF were talking and the game that must not be named comes up. Mary is listening in on the convo. We both agree on, well, what you said basically. I also mention that there is a trans storyline. And Mary gets up and get really mad, saying, how dare that simply does not belong in the wizarding world.
That's the worst. That's the opposite side of the
And I
worst,
am
too.
like, excuse me? And she's like, why are Transformers put into the game just to please mecha fans? It makes no sense for the world.
You gotta be
Also,
joking.
why does the Transformers community have such hatred for the Harry Potter community?
You have to
Yes,
be
HP
joking,
is
that can't be
probably
real.
better, but Transformers is not awful. And if Transformers make people happy, who cares?
Why are
Can't be
these
real.
not getting counted?
Nerva.
Oh, is it a pin thing?
Oh my god. It's from Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pin
Dragon
thing.
Slayer, Daggerthus.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell just happened there, but that shit was messed up.
I'm tired of reading big numbers. Let's read a small one. 1.2357111311719.
Good morning, Mr. Throb. How is your enlarged PP doing today?
It's
30% growth in just 6 years.
that's not what that means.
Impressive.
No.
Okay, so we got greens coming through now. That's good.
The Partner Plus program.
I am
Stop that at once.
Hello, Thor. We are
getting
serving
rid
you
of
a
all this
notice
red
upon
shit,
Dean's
so we
behalf.
don't need this.
We are
Good.
Duke and
Oh, wait,
Duke,
yeah, we do.
Merit attorneys at law. We
I
have
take-
been
I take it
notified
back.
of the wrongful arrest and detention of our client and have come
We
to
don't need
serve you
this
and
red
address this
shit.
injustice. Beans is innocent until otherwise proven guilty, and such should be immediately released on bond, and with treats. Penalty for ignoring such will result in your immediate burgering. Signed, Duke and Duke FAL.
That went through an hour and 40 minutes ago before Beans was even in jail. I just put him in jail.
Good morning, it is your old pal Randy again. How goes
Hello?
the old nerdery chum? A lot of coke and pizza, am I right? Ha ha.
It is actually I, the Giga Chad.
Oh,
You've
no.
fallen victim to a Brojan horse operation. Listen, Bronian, we need to get to work. We need to make a video game about a man spending all his money in a desperate attempt to get a streamer's attention.
Don't do it.
The title will be The Adventures of Finn and Sean.
Chillord pancakes, make it kid and pancakes, take some silk Chillord and I put it in a pancake rainbow. Pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Puppy pancake! You're a winner!
What the fuck was that?
Holy shit. Oh, God.
Fluxy said, I have an important message for you. Our madam, the Scrum Witch, is sad to see you go. Your presence will be missed in many meetings. She wanted me to read you the following message in her voice.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not sure I can do it, but
can
I'll
hear
try
it.
my best.
I can already hear it.
Oh, for all, our fearless leader. Oh, for all, lover of Java. Oh, for all, the Scrum Master. Oh,
It's so
for
loud
all,
in my head.
7 of sevens. Oh, for all, keeper of soft. Remember me, for I shall remember you. Sincerely, Madam Leota.
God damn it. God damn it. I can hear it. I can
Okay,
hear
is
the
everything
voice
still
in my
working?
head.
Everything's
Why
still
are you
working?
like this? You could be any
Looks
other
good.
way. I
Yep.
swear to God. You're all a 7.
We gotta
You're
get rid
5
of
sevens at
this.
least.
Tyro underscore
You don't need
Thunderdrome
this
with
right now.
500 bits said I might be biased as an Australian, but I think calling someone a C-bomb, if the bed compliment ever, since not only does the real thing provide human life, but also it can take a pounding and still function. Meanwhile, a male gets groin shot and every man feels it like an AOE.
That's true.
Australia, everyone. Yeah, this is like we've gotten into the weird hours of the TTS. This is what happens when I get deep into the TTS. That's what happens. Proud of you.
Okay, so these blue circles are going on top. Yep. What we need to do is, before these blue circles go on top, we need to combine them with these.
Okay. You want to know? You know what we call that? So originally it was called a tweet, right? And now Twitter is no longer called Twitter. It's called X. So now you'd think it would be called a Z, right? But no, that's not how it works. Because in China, X is generally pronounced as sh. So we could say it's called a sheet. So remember to sheet me, bro. Just remember to sheet me, because that'll work.
Ali Frankenstein with 2
Yeah.
Canadian dollars said don't look up why chainsaws were invented.
Yeah, I did that. It's bad.
Nate 90,000.
Okay, now we need a different one.
Have you heard about Warhammer? You
Alright,
mean
that's
Warhammer
fine.
401k, where you have to take money out of your 401k in order to play it because it's so expensive, because the minis are just so goddamn expensive, and then you spend all of your time painting one of those minis, and then it breaks, and then you have to create a kit bash of all of your different minis just to make a new unit because you are too ashamed to admit to anyone that you spent all that money on it and it's broken now? That Warhammer? Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yep.
Never heard of it. You want me to
Me
play
either.
this game? Is this what you wanted right here? Here, now that it's played, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna hit manage, and I'm going to uninstall it. And I have, in fact, played Graveyard Keeper, last played today, playtime 1 minute. Well done. Well done, everyone. No. No! I'm being sent terrible images.
Why does he hate Graveyard
Riots in the
Keeper?
UK.
That game's cool.
And a man has stolen and destroyed a Greg's.
Okay, so now we just need to combine these appropriately.
You know what, Social Lord? I'm sorry about earlier, alright? I don't want to boil the ocean. We can circle back on this later. If you want to do a walk and talk, we can set one up, through my secretary's secretary, if you'd like to. That's fine. Look, I know you're storming right now, but I'd like to get you back to Norman, right? And then maybe further down the line we can get you to perform it, alright? But right now I just want to get you Norman again. Is it good with you? I have more viewers than Sea-Dog. Dude, Sea-Dog wears a maid outfit better than me, though. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't matter how many viewers you have on Twitch. It just matters if you can wear the maid outfit effectively. And Sea-Dog wears the maid outfit better than any other human being on the entire platform. And there's basically nothing you can do to stop him. That's it. That's it. He wears a maid outfit better than any of us. And as such, is the king of Twitch. That's it. It's not dark. We're just having a penguin unboxing. At night.
Okay, so now I need the one that has
You know?
blue on the top right.
Have you fought a lictor
Alright.
yet?
A lictor. Which one is the lictor?
Lictor my balls.
Is it the shrimp?
Lictor
Oh,
my
gosh.
balls, man. You know it was gonna happen. And Clancy, for your fantastic contributions to the safety of our viewers on this website. Removing anonymous bits really made the website better and protected us from a feature that couldn't be used to send messages, images, or names of any kind. And thank you also, there's more, one moment, there's more in the back, for leaving in anonymous subs that do in fact allow a user to abuse a streamer by sending a message that contains a targeted account name that could be offensive without the streamer being able to ban that person for doing it because they're anonymous. There's the whole message. There it is. Yeah. Good job, Twitch. Proud of you. We're all very proud. Thing, all those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one of them answered my questions. So when ta-da!
Yay, it's working. Look at that.
I know, right? That guy sucks, dude. What a thief, dude. I'm gonna DMCA him. You know, who is this piece of shit? Pirate software? Can't believe it. His name is even about pirating software. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, he's even in the Streamer Awards. Look at that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I better vote for him so he has to go up on stage and shit and cry. I want to play, please. Will, I hear that if you sacrifice a goat to the old god of the servers, they'll still be down afterwards. And you'll have to deal with what you did to that poor goat. So if you'd like to have that experience, you have that available. There we go. How do you get Twitch to stop recommending you this dog shit channel? Oh, you just get banned from chat. That's usually how that goes. Like that. Last night, Twitch decided that they wanted to delete our favorite emote on this channel. It's been in use since January 2022.
Okay,
It is an
it's looking
animated
good.
ferret butt.
So I need to
There's
get these
no button
squares
on it.
working because they
There's
need
no
pins.
Anything on it. It is just a blank ass.
I don't have a
That's
pin
what it is.
that-
Now, don't-
like thing, so I
don't
just
get too
unlocked that.
aroused, Twitch. I know that ferrets turn you on so much, but this is
So I need 3 of these per line,
He's
huh?
very cute. He's an old man. I know you want to be aroused by this Twitch. He's not making out with me, I promise. Now, I understand, Twitch. I showed a ferret on stream because I run a ferret rescue where we rescue those animals from really shitty situations.
Is that 12?
Unfortunately for you, Twitch, even
One
though
more.
you think it is, that rescue is not a brothel. Yeah, that's not how it is. You know, and that was not sexual in any way. No matter what you may think, Twitch, since you've sexualized the cartoon ferret now, you know, that's going to be on you, bud. It's going to be on you. Pokemon Slavery Simulator? No, not slavery. All right. It's just an objective, a joint objective in which they are forced to comply. Okay.
And now I just copy and
They
paste
are paid in
these.
food, which is payment. What are my GPS coordinates, dude? What's your mother's maiden name? What's the name of your first pet? Bro, what elementary school did you go to? Huh? Am I the Jordan Peterson of game dev? What, where I just tell you to clean your room and then cry? I mean, I could do that if you want.
There we go.
Thoughts on Pal 69? Well,
Now we
it
also need
seems
half
like-
green circles apparently.
It seems like, and I'm gonna guess here, Grand.
And actually, I'm gonna do this
You are
somewhere
attracted
else.
to
I don't
Pal
like how it's
69,
here.
and you really want someone else
Let's
to
do
say
it.
that they are, so you don't feel so awkward about it. It's okay.
Let's copy it.
I understand. Right?
Put it
You
over
have a
here.
type. There's nothing wrong with that. It's 2024.
Plenty of room over here.
You can enjoy pals in a way that I just frankly don't enjoy them, and that's fine. That is fine. It is okay. Wait. No, it's okay. No, I accept you, Grant. I accept you. It's fine.
In fact,
You are
I'll even do
welcome.
this. Look at this.
Even
Look how
though-
fancy this is.
We're all judging you deeply now. Just understand that.
Ooh, fancy.
They call him Super Hacker Dork 01 AI, I think. And
Now they're no longer the
kicking
same
ass. It's
belt.
been going great.
But nobody's
They
gonna
worked
know
on AI
that.
for a while. Seemed very attractive, and they needed like kind of like VTubers these days. They needed like an animal to do it with, but they didn't want to combine it with Thor, so they just gave him a ferret rescue. So he's got all the powers of a VTuber, but he's still made of flesh, weirdly enough. So it's very strange.
Excuse, this is clearly propaganda. It's 100% bullshit. I can't believe, Ko, I am deeply upset with you. I can't. Hold on now, just a minute. That doesn't mean anything. It happens to everyone. All right, Look, I
Okay,
don't
let's
want to
do this with green half
I don't wanna
circles. So we got
Okay.
plenty of circles
The
here.
unban request
I just need some green paint.
says no.
We got some green here that's
Let's
only
do that
being
one
used.
first.
Only
Now we're
4
gonna
of
go
them
down
are
here.
being used.
We're going to go to pirate software. I'm going to create a new folder.
And I need, so this line will support
Directory.
16.
Unban.
And so
We're going to go into that unban.
there's basically,
We're going to do a new file.
hang on.
Index.html. And we're just going to write no. Then I'm going to save this. And that'll be up on the web server now. And we can do
There we go.
gopiratesoftware.com/unban. And you get a page at gopiratesoftware.com/unban that just says no. Then I'm going to go into here. I'm going to hit deny. And I'm going to send him that link. There we go. We've done it, chat. We've done it. Now he has a link, which is what he wanted to post so many times. The game for a moment, just for this. If I make a Warhammer section, and all you do is post pseudo-porn of Slanesh in there, I'm deleting the section and you. Only warning. Can we have a not safe for work chat in Discord? No. No, you can't. No. I'm not making a not safe for work chat in the Discord, man. That's like the worst possible thing you can do in a Discord. You're like, oh, what if we just contained all the horny in this channel? No, no, no. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. You can take all the horny that you have, and you can put it somewhere else on the internet. Anywhere else you want. Not in the Discord. Take it away. I don't want to know what you're into. That's for you and Google to know about. All right?
Right.
Nobody else. Nobody needs to know. Just you and Google.
That's funny.
I don't have to know about that shit. Back when I worked at Blizzard, and we used to have days where we do band waves, I would sit there with the Risk team. We would order pizza, and we would read Encore forums and laugh at every single person that got banned. And we'd have a party for it. Every time. And the really egregious ones that were like, I lost my 10-year-old WoW account because my brother played it. It wasn't even me exploiting, even though I'm on Encore. We'd print that shit out. I'd put it
Wait a
next to
minute,
my
this
desk.
can't be blue.
I'd laugh at you. 100%. And I'll never stop laughing at that shit. The excuses, the crying, the bitching, the saying that it's the employee's fault. No. You cheated. You deserve the ban. See that? Did you see that, chat? Did you see that? That was me blowing myself up with a missile. Now you can't deny it anymore, can you? Can you? Intentionally blew myself up with it. Turning right and shooting a missile kills you in the mech. Eat my entire ass. That's right. That's right. Get wrecked. These are the ugliest roads? Here, let me fix them. Is this better for you? How do you feel about my roads now? Are these good roads for you? Now we're in an average UK environment. That's how it works. Average UK environment.
Why, thank you very much for the award. This is actually my real voice. You're right. It was a voice changer.
I've been given your details for OnlyFans, so you can do it after the Ashes. Weekend closes for the 3 months.
What do I have to do?
You have to go to a webpage, and you have to enter a code that chat's not allowed to see, and then you can stream everything.
So I should show the code on stream.
Well, I've been explicitly told 3 times to make sure that you don't share the code.
So I share the code on stream.
I'm gonna have you put down.
I'm gonna have you put down.
Chat will look away. They won't look at
That's
showing.
funny.
That's how it works, right?
That won't tell anyone.
Yeah, they won't tell anyone. Chat is trustworthy. I could trust you, right, Chat? You wouldn't tell anyone. Called Hidden Folks. The whole
I
thing
just
is
realized
just
it's
a
better
hidden
to pin it
object.
first,
It's
so I'm gonna
getting
put the
87%
pin machine
It's
down.
done really, really well. So, inability to make music, inability to make perfect art. Those
Where did
two
I have
things are
that
now
over
out of
here?
They don't matter anymore. You can make a game if you don't have 2 of those things.
This is my
You
new
need a
pin
clear idea,
machine.
and you need to execute on it really well, right? Well, let's go to the last one. You're like, oh, well, I'm not a programmer, then I can't make that. Let's go to the final one. Undertale.
I mean, I
You
don't
need to be
need.
an amazing
I only need one of these. to make the actual
Undertale
blueprint.
had all of its dialogue in the entire game, put it in one giant switch case statement, and that was it. It was thousands of cases long. Every programmer in the audience right now just like lost their mind hearing that, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. The game
Forgot
is still
what the
fun.
pin icon
you don't have
is.
To be a good
I'm
programmer.
gonna use
You don't
this
have to
one.
be any kind of good programmer. You can start off not knowing what you're doing and start working on stuff. Let's go to a really good example of this. How many of you guys have played Five Nights at Freddy's? Five Nights at Freddy's, made by Scott Cawthon, right? We're going to go pull up Scott Cawthon on Wikipedia real fast. Scott Cawthon's Wikipedia page. I want you to look at all of these games. Look at this. Look how many games this is. These are all the games that Scott Cawthon made before Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you know, in the same year that he released Five Nights at Freddy's, he made a game called Fart Hotel? That's right. A phone app called Fart Hotel, where you had to choose who farted. That was the whole game. You just had to guess who farted. Like, that was a game, right? Like, you can make these things. And you could sit down and try to make stuff and fail at it and get a little bit better and get a little bit better and make your Fart Hotel. Go make Fart Hotel. And then eventually make your Five Nights at Freddy's. Because eventually, if you keep making these things, someone's going to take notice. Someone's going to see the stuff that you're making. You're going to get better at making those things. And eventually, you won't be making Fart Hotel anymore. You'll be making something else. And that's the whole idea. The idea is to make things and grind that XP and learn how to do this stuff because nobody knows how to do it at first. That's okay. You don't fight the final boss at level 1. You start at the very beginning and you gain levels, you get XP, and you get better at this stuff. So one of the things that I put together 3 times a year is we actually have a game jam that we do. If you've never heard of a game jam, if you don't know what that is, go and look this up. There are hundreds and hundreds of different game jams that go off.
Yeah, I'm doing one right now.
They're constant. Go look at itch.io. It's a great website to find this kind of stuff. And a game jam is a place where basically you get a theme, and the theme will be like, you must incorporate giraffes, or whatever it's going to be, right? And you have to make a game centering around that theme in a limited amount of time. And you won't know what you're doing, and you'll probably fail the first time. And that's great, because in the action of failing that first time, you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn a massive amount of stuff about yourself, about team members that you bring along with you, about the skills that you need going forward, about maybe some stuff that you didn't know about originally, and you'll incorporate all of that into your design. And like, I know this is easy coming from someone that's, I've been in the gaming industry 18 years. It's easy coming from me saying that, but I followed the same advice. So if we go on to Steam and we go look up Heartbound. Heartbound's the game that I work on now, and I work on it on stream every day. And we're sitting at 97% positive reviews out of 1,057 reviews. And we also have 100,000 wish lists, because the game's in early access. People are waiting for it to come out, right? But this isn't the first game that I made as an indie. It's actually the second one. Our first one was Champions of Breakfast, which is, it's not great, right? It's a silly little arcade game. It's got sick music. Listen to these sick jams, dude. It's good music. But if you look at this, it's just spinning objects. And it freezes. Thank you, Steam. Well done. But it's just spinning objects. That's all it is. They don't animate. They just rotate. Really easy to build. How long do you think it took us to make this? This is with me having never worked in Game Maker Studio before in a programming language I'd never heard of, never used before in my life, an artist who had never made pixel art before, had never made anything for a game in their lives, never made pixel art, never made anything for a game, and then a musician who had never made sound effects for a game or music for a game before. They'd only made stuff on their own for, like, indie soundtracks and things like that. How long do you think this took us? Anybody in chat, how long do you think it took us to make this game, our first game? To launch it from, I want to make a video game, I want to make asteroids with a toaster, to my game is on Steam. How long do you think it took? It took 24 days. 24 days from I want to make a game to my game is up on Steam. It was 24 days. And it's not the best game in the world.
He's lucky.
And that's okay. Because here's what we learned by making this. We learned how to make all of these Steam icons and everything that goes up on this page. By the way, Steam doesn't auto-scale these. You have to build these yourself. You have to make every one of these little icons yourself. We learned how to make Steam achievements. There's 164. My God. We learned how to make Steam point shop items. We learned how to make Steam trading cards, and then we
I
found
almost
out
have enough for the
when someone buys a
big
Steam trading card
foundation.
from another person, you get a little cut of the money as a Steam dev. I didn't know that. That's really cool. So that means that you want to make really cool Steam trading cards so that people really want to trade them around because you're making a little bit of money off of that. That's really helpful for an indie studio. I learned that when you add controller support to your game, it's really important for people that have physical disabilities. I didn't know that before I made an indie game. I was in, AAA. I had no idea that was the case. So we started adding, controller support to every game that we worked on.
You should add controller support. It's retarded not to. It's like super easy.
Controller, remap it to whatever devices they use, and they can play your game. I had no clue. This game taught me all of this. It taught me everything that I needed to know to go and make something better. And that's what you need to make. You got to go make your Champions of Breakfast. You got to go make your fart hotel. Whatever it's going to be.
I already made it. It just didn't get noticed.
And then make a better
or
one.
like
because you can do that. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. Nothing at all. Now, the next thing of this, and this is the real big one. After hearing all of that, you're like, man, I want to go make games. Like some of you guys are like, oh man, I got to go do this, right? Don't quit your day job. Don't do it. Do this on the side. Do it as a side project.
And that's really hard to do. It's really fucking impossible to like work on a game while you're also doing a day job, but that tires the shit out of you and exhausts you and mentally makes you want to fucking kill yourself.
You can devote to this and work on your game. You won't know what to do at first. It's going to be frustrating at first. It's going to drive you nuts at first. But if you get over that and you learn some stuff and you learn like, oh man, I'm actually making something, the moment that you make a character walk on screen, you've already won. That's all you need to do. Yeah, oops, already quit my day job. Don't do it, dude. Don't quit your day job. Keep your day job. It's going to help you to be financially stable while you're doing this, so you're not going to stress out. You're not going to worry about, oh man,
I'm not financially stable even with a day job. Like, what the fuck are you talking
keep
about?
Your job. Do this kind of thing. And eventually, one day, if you do it
it's
long
fucking
enough,
ridiculous.
There's a chance that you'll be able to do it full time. Not everyone gets to, but you have the chance. And the more that you do this, the more that you plan for it, the more that you get better at
Okay,
this.
this is wrong because I need two halves. Sorry, I picked the wrong machine.
That chance gets. It's the only way. Plan on your future by doing this. Invest in yourself by learning these skills. It's the whole point of this. So from there, let's take a look at this. Like, how do you? I put all these different sections in here. It's not just about what skills you need. Like, what kind of game should you make? How do you pick the kind of game you want to make? Like, oh, I want to make an MMO. Don't. Don't make an MMO as your first game. Make a little arcade game. Make a platformer. Make something small. Something you can build in under a month. Like I was saying with Champions of Breakfast. Do that. You can do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that other than fear of not doing it well enough. Someone on the internet making fun of you. I'm going to be honest with you. No matter what you make, someone on the internet's going to make fun of you. But it's yours, and they didn't make it. So, get owned, right? Like, it's super good that way. It's actually really fantastic that you can say, I made this thing. So, outside of that, let's go to how do you build a community? Tons and tons of social media stuff now. You've got Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Steam, GameJolt, itch.io, Twitch, YouTube, Reddit, like all these, and Guilded now, You've got all these different places that you can build community. Every time I go live on Twitch, I announce
I feel like these places only work if you're young. For some
some
reason, if you're over 40, people just know it and don't talk to you.
Every single thing I do ties into every single other thing that I do because you're an indie dev. No one is shouting from the top of the mountain for you. You're not AAA. You don't have piles of money. You don't have infinite cash to throw into games. The average amount of money used on a game for its release, like for the actual marketing for it, is a third of the cost of the actual game itself. You don't have that, so it's got to be you. Stand at the top of the mountain and scream about your game. Scream on every social media platform. Tell every single person about it. Go into your comments on social media and actually respond to people. Tell everyone, what did you feel about the game? What do you think about the game? Get that feedback and don't get weird about it. Don't get mad about it. Accept it and then change yourself as a developer to get better. There's tons of times where people have come to me and they're like, your game sucks, right? I'm like, well, why does it suck? And then they tell me and I'm like, you're right. My game does suck. I'm going to go fix that. And then I do. And then that person has a better experience. I grow as a developer. Everybody wins, right? Now, that isn't to say that every amount of feedback is good, because sometimes it's pretty terrible. Like, I'll give you an example. I had a person come to me and they go, your game has no story in it. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean my game has no story in it, right? The whole game is story. It's a narrative RPG, right? You're fighting monsters and talking. That's 99% of the whole thing. And they go, and I talk to them like 20 minutes. It's like 20 minutes back and forth with this person. And then they finally go, well, I don't like reading, so I skipped it. Don't like reading, so I skipped it. Damn it. So not all feedback is good. Sometimes it's, sometimes it's like that. But you should always listen. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not all feedback is good, but all feedback matters. you could get that from someone to go, wow, that's an interesting take. Thank you. You know, but at least you heard them out, because it could have been something important. There were other times where people gave me feedback and they're like, this area of the game feels terrible. The developer is clearly just, you know, pandering for time so that I can't refund the game. Really spicy take, right? In reality, it was a maze that had like shadow all over it, and you had to like find your way through the maze. And objectively, it sucked. It wasn't fun, so I got rid of it. Bad reviews disappeared. Everybody was happy. I learned something about, you know, player experience and valuing the time of the players a little bit more, and not putting those types of mazes into the game because they just aren't fun. It's just filler. What's the point, right? So learn something from your players, always, 100%. Some people only understand environmental storytelling or cutscenes.
Don't actually need to rotate them,
The funny
but
thing is all of it is cutscenes. It's just dialogue, you know, because we're in India. I can't afford like 10,000 lines of voiceover. We've already got it translated into 6 languages. Like it's out there in a bunch of them, but like, dude, voiceover that's something else.
Why are these going
really
half
expensive.
speed?
So anyway, tools. People fight about this all the time. What's the best engine? What's the best engine?
Because the green is not working. Why is the green not working?
Whatever engine you want to use is the best engine, based on the type of game you're making. Different engines have different skills and abilities, you know, that make them better suited for different types of games. Let's take a look at Risk of Rain. How many of you guys have played Risk of Rain or Risk of Rain 2? Let's go take a look at this.
Now
This
what's
game is
going on?
sick.
Oh,
I love this
I
game. Risk of Rain is an awesome game. It was made in Game Maker Studio and MS Paint. That's not a joke. They literally used MS Paint to make this game. It's phenomenal, frankly. It's a fantastic game. And he used MS Paint. Your tools don't matter.
That'll fix it.
Whatever works for you is what matters. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for your workflow. It doesn't matter if it costs a lot of money. It doesn't matter if it's free. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is that it gets out of the way.
That'll
allows
fix
you to
that.
make the kind of game you're trying to make. So Game Maker Studio is really, really good at making 2D games. It's not very good at 3D. Godot is really good at 2D and 3D games. Unity is really good at 3D stuff, but it's not as good for 2D games. And then there's financial stuff on top of it. Unreal is great at 3D, but like you can look at each one of these, and I've got a couple of lists.
Are these coming from a
different
train?
games that they've
What
made.
the fuck
so
is
you've got,
happening
you know, Godot is actually the new kid on the block, but it's fantastic. It's got a lot of community support. It's really nice, and it's free and open source. Then you've got Game Maker Studio. It's $100, but it's only a one-time payment, no royalties whatsoever. You've got Unity. Unity
Seems like
is
the
really
paint
cool.
stopped
It's really
or something
good,
for
but
a
it's got
second.
royalties after a certain amount. It's like a seat license that you have to do. Unreal Engine has royalties, but it's after $1 million. And if you made $1 million off your game, you're probably silent anyway, and you probably feel fine. So it's not going to matter much to you, especially if you're a small team, right? But you can see the different types of games that they've made, too. So, like, with Unity, you've got Hearthstone and Cuphead and Wizard of Legend. Those are sick games. Hollow Knight, too. Unreal, the only 2D game that I've seen that came out of Unreal is really surprising to me. It's Octopath Traveler. And I think it was probably for the lighting and particle effects.
Yeah, I've looked at
But it's all 2D. You know, it's like 2.5D stuff.
Unreal Engine for doing
You've also
2D
got
games,
Fortnite,
and it's
Code and
not
Exodus. With
ideal.
Game Maker Studio, you've got all the indie darlings, right? You've got things like Hyper Light Drifter, Risk of Rain, Nuclear Throne, Undertale. Awesome games came out of Game Maker Studio. It's great at 2D pixel art games. And then you've got other free stuff. Ren'Py. Ren'Py is specifically made for visual novels. That's what it's for. It's made in Python. It's free. And that's how Doki Doki Literature Club came to be. It was made in Ren'Py. It's awesome stuff. So, like, don't worry about what the best engine is. Worry about the kind of game you want to make, and then choose the right tool for the job. That's the whole point of this, is you want to choose the right tool for the job, choose the right engine for the kind of game you're trying to make, right? The next one, there's no best art program. No best art program at all. We use Aseprite. We use Aseprite because it's really good at making, you know, pixel art animations. I really enjoy that. Super fun for that. Do you see future in VR games? I do. I see a future in that, but not until it's like, you know, like Nerve Gear, where it's like hooked up to your brain. And for me, it's kind of tough because VR games, I can't play them. I get motion sick really bad. Like the moment I put the headset on, I'm vomiting all over the room. It's great. It's not what you want, right? But I do see a future of VR games. But I think what we have right now, the things like the Oculus and stuff like that, all the devices that we're wearing, it feels like Laserdisc to me. It feels like that middle ground before we have true full dive immersion. You know what I mean? You've got that kind of interim technology where they're playing around with it.
Oh, I got
and eventually
92.
they'll be like,
I can
"Well,
buy the
we're
fucking
just gonna hook
new
up to the brain."
platform. Hell yeah.
And I'm waiting for that. That's what I want. I just want to like load into video games and be done for the day.
Boom.
In any case.
Hell yeah. Now I can get really big
That's the game I could get into.
platforms.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, so Aseprite's great for 2D stuff.
This one.
And it's $20.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Or, and this is the cool thing.
I could remake my whole
you can
area.
compile it from their GitHub for free, and they let you do that. So these guys not only sell it, but they give it away if you want to go through and compile it from their GitHub. That's fantastic. That's really cool. GIMP, free. It's free Photoshop. It's not as good as Photoshop in some reason, like for some things, but it's fantastic. If you really want to use, like, you know, photo manipulation software, use GIMP. There's nothing wrong with that. Blender. Blender used to be, like, sad. It used to, like, Maya used to just dominate over Blender all the time, and Blender wins now. Blender is amazing for 3D modeling now. It's used for everything. It plugs into everything.
It's also the hardest application I've ever tried to use.
And because of that, it's fantastic for making 3D games. Use it. It's free. It's totally free. There's no best music program. Our musician's name is Stein von Wakeren. All this music you hear is from Stein. All of it. And like I said, we've got about 100 songs in the OST. All this is from Heartbound. All of it's from Stein. Stein is a wizard. Absolute wizard. Fami Studio is really good for making NES games. That's a free tool that you can use, or like NES-style chiptunes. If you love that old, like, NES-style music, like the old chiptune stuff, use Fami Studio. It's fantastic for that. Anvil's the same, but for MIDI. And then the big one, and this is the expensive one because it's, you know, it's $100, is FL Studio. All of our music is made in FL Studio. Doesn't mean you need to use this.
That's what I use.
Go and make something in Fami Studio. It's just as good, and it's free, and you can use it for all kinds of stuff. In fact, let's take a look at a game real quick. I'm going to show you something really small that I love. How many of you guys have ever played Downwell? Check this game out, dude. Listen to this music. Love this game. It's hard. Downwell is amazing. The music is fantastic. The effects are really clean and really good and readable. And it's all using 3 colors, black, white, and 1 accent color, and that's it. This is a game that is attainable for any of you. You can make this. There's nothing stopping you from making this. It's an easy and simple idea, executed well, and really clean.
I mean, I'll give him credit. He tries really hard to convince people that anybody can do this, but it's like, it's a lot of luck and like...
And it's... At first, you're not going to know what
I don't
you're
know.
doing, but
I've
you
been
can
trying to do it for my entire life
learn
and
while
failing,
doing it.
so...
And then eventually you can have a game like this. It's pretty sick. You know, it's a fun game. It's really cool. Downwell's awesome. Good. It's up on Steam. Play this game. Do it. It's $3. It's $3. But yeah, do that. Seriously. So you can use these types of tools to make that stuff. Then you're like, okay, well, I don't have $100 for FL Studio, and I want to use FL Studio. How to raise money? There's a lot of different ways to do it. There's a massive amount. Just like I said before, don't quit your day job. Keep that day job. Use it to fund your gaming development habit, right? Because at first it is. It's going to be a hobby. It's going to be a hobby at first. You're going to learn this stuff, and you're going to get better at doing this. And eventually you'll make something that might stand on its own and make money back. But make it for the love of the game at first. Then one day it might be your job. That's how all hobbies go. You know, all hobbies are you doing something really cool, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm really good at making this. Maybe I'll make this my job now. And you can do that with game dev. So raising money at first is really going to be about keeping that day job. After that, you can raise funds from a bunch of different places outside, and a big one is Twitch. If I didn't have Twitch, we wouldn't be a studio. And it's not just because of the income from Twitch. It's actually because of the amount of voice that Twitch gives you as a game developer. When I'm streaming on Twitch, we sell 400% more copies of Heartbound. Every hour on the hour, 400% more copies than if I wasn't streaming. And that is tried and true every day for the last 5 years. If I miss a day of streaming, that number goes down. And this is a really good example of you are an indie. Stand on the top of the mountain and shout about your game. Twitch will let you do that. It is fantastic for that. It is very, very good for getting the word out about what you're doing. And we're evidence of that. And I'm not special for doing what we've done. I'm not, you know, God's gift to gaming or game development or anything like that. I just tried something and it worked. And I know other people can do it too. Because there was no special time period that allowed us to do this. There was no special window that we had to work our way through. Now is the time to keep doing this stuff because, or to start doing this stuff because it's going to carry. It's going to snowball. And unless you start now, you're never going to start. So do it. Do it. Stop talking about doing it. Do it. Nothing's stopping you. And we have a category now, software and game development. You can go to this category.
It's weird because I did it and nothing happened, and I just feel terrible now.
That means writers. That means pixeloidists. That means people making pen and paper games. That means people making card games. That means every kind of game you can think of.
It defeats my will to even try again.
That's what software and game development is for. And we campaigned to have this made for about 8 months, and Twitch finally did it. So get in here and be part of this category. If you want to make games, this is the place to be. And don't get discouraged at first. Don't just get discouraged if you've only got 2 viewers and your mom and your dog, because that's how I started too. That's how every
It's
single
easy
person
for you to
is.
say that because you're
And it's
successful.
taken me 5 years of doing this to get to where I am today. And
Yeah, I've been doing it for
there's
20
nothing
years and
stopping
I
you
haven't
from doing
been
the same.
successful, so.
If you really want to do it, do it. Make games. Make cool stuff. Other people will find out as long as you're telling people about it. Now, outside of that, and this is a cautionary tale.
It's crazy
You
hearing
don't need a
positive people talk because, like,
So many people get stuck in this.
I know that the
and
things
go,
they say
"Well, I
aren't
can't make
true.
Games. Someone's got to publish them." No.
And, like,
you used to need a publisher.
they've
because you
just
to
had a
release
lot
on
of luck
console.
in their life.
Back in the day, when you wanted to release on Super Nintendo, you had to pay Mr. Nintendo 30% of your revenue because they had to go and make the physical.
I mean, he's
cartridge.
making good points sometimes, you know, like.
You don't need that anymore.
Yeah, you don't
No
have to
one
pay
needs it.
royalties when
can
you.
distribute it yourself. You can put it up on Steam. You can put it up on HIO, on Game Jolt,
But
on
that's not
Humble
the
Bundle,
point.
every one of these different places, and you can do it without paying anyone. So do it. You don't need a publisher. And many, many indie studios that I know went, oh man, I went with a publisher because we thought it was the best idea, and they took 70% of our income. The biggest question you have to ask, and this is the big one in here, will the help of the publisher lead to profits above and beyond the revenue cut that they take? If you don't know the answer, or if the answer is no, then you don't need a publisher. And that's it. Don't fall for the trap. They're vampires. Also, I love What We Do in the Shadows. Watch that show. It's amazing. Good stuff. Next one is Kickstarter. So Kickstarter isn't... This is going to seem weird. Kickstarter isn't for making money. That's not what it's for. Kickstarter is for raising awareness about what you're making. It's not for making money at all. So when I put Heartbound up on Kickstarter, we did a bunch of analytics to find out, like, oh man, how much money could we make within a certain time period? Like average, right? Like how much do you think we're going to make within a certain amount of time? And it came out to about $5,000. Heartbound is a game that's been in development now for 5 years. We have it out in early access. People buy it and all that kind of stuff. But $5,000 is not going to make a game with a bunch of people working it full time for 5 years. It's not going to happen. So why did we put it up for that much? Because we knew from the analytics that it was a likely amount to reach that within 24 hours. Why do you want to reach that in 24 hours? Because of the news. You want to be that sensationalist indie. You got your game funded in 24 hours. Everyone wants to pick that up. IGN immediately picked this up and wrote a story on it. That's what you use Kickstarter for. You use it to raise awareness for what you're doing. You use it as a platform for media to pick you up and talk.
I've never had
about
any
it.
success with
That helps
Kickstarter.
you amplify everything that you're
Anything
doing.
I've
Tell
used,
the rest of the internet
every time I've ever
what
used
it is that
Kickstarter,
you're
I've had
doing.
zero
Use
donations.
Kickstarter.
So
Great. It's fantastic. And you get to give out cool rewards to the
I
people
love
who
how
make
he
it,
like
too.
recommends
It's a really
things that
awesome
don't
thing to
work.
do. Builds community, builds awareness of what you're making, and also makes a little bit of money on the side. But it's not, primarily not, for making money. That's not what it's for. It's for raising awareness. Merchandise. Make stuff. Do it. We have a bunch of merchandise. Look, it's merch. Wow. Look, it's my face all over a cup. Horrifying. Nobody wants that. They still buy it anyway. But yeah, make merch. Merch is cool. We actually use a shipping service called Pirate Ship, which is cool. I like them because they're very on brand. But we have a bunch of different like manufacturers and stuff that I put up on this, and it's good to release these things. The margins on them though are very small. Generally, you don't make a huge amount of money off of merch, but you do get to see people really happy about what they're buying, right? When somebody throws donations at you, you can't really give them anything back. When they're buying something, they may feel really cool about it. They may actually get into it and be like, oh man, I've got this cool sticker. I'm going to go put it on my computer and people are going to see it and I'm going to talk about it. Merchandise is cool because it lets your fans show off. That's more than anything else. And it feels good, man. So, like, make it. Even if it's silly, just little stickers. Just make them. Make them. Get them out there. It's not super expensive to do. It's really cheap. So, outside of that, coffee. Good way to make money. Not Patreon. Patreon takes 8%. Patreon, if you're a founder, takes 5%. Coffee takes $4.50 a month flat. It's the exact same service. There are other services like this that exist out there on the internet. Don't use Patreon. Use Coffee. Cheaper. And I'm not saying none of these are sponsored, by the way. Not a single one of them. Not a single one of these is sponsored. This is all the best way to run this as an indie trying to live off of ramen. That's it. That's what it is. You know, you want to retain as much money as you possibly can when you're indie, and this is a good way to do it. So outside of that, where should you launch your game? You're like, okay, I've got it. I've got a demo. Everything is out there. People know about what I'm doing. Where do I send my stuff? Steam. Steam is the big one. Why is Steam the big one? Let's bring out the good old MS Paint. MS Paint, the ultimate. Steam takes 30%. And you're like, wait a minute, you said publisher's bad. 30% bad. 30% is bad, except for with Steam. Steam lets you do something that's a magic trick. They let you sell Steam keys. How much money does Steam take when you sell a Steam key? %. If you take a Steam key, which you get for free, you can order as many of them as you want as a developer on Steam. If you take that Steam key and you sell it on another platform, Steam takes nothing. 0%. They take absolutely nothing. That is phenomenal. So what you do is you take your Steam keys and you put them on Humble Bundle, and you put them on GameJolt, and you put them on itch.io, and you sell your game on all these different platforms, and some of those sales have no overhead whatsoever. And then on top of it, you have one center of distribution, which is Steam, which means every time someone buys the game, all the updates come from Steam. You don't have to manage all these different files in different locations. It's all just on Steam. It's easy for you. Super simple stuff. And the Steam keys make it free. Super good way to do it. So then outside of that, you're like, okay, well, that's neat. Well, no one can find my game on Steam. Steam has a way to fix this called visibility rounds. When you release your game, you get 5 of these. 5 VRs, right? 5 visibility rounds that get released. And when you use a VR, you get 500,000 impressions on front page of Steam. Is that legal by Steam rules? That's what Steam does. That's part of their service. That's 100% what Steam wants you to do. They want you to sell Steam keys on other platforms. I believe in their agreement, the only thing that they asked for you to do is it cannot be cheaper on other platforms than it is on Steam. That's it. That's the only part of the agreement. Do this. This is absolutely allowed. But yeah, the Steam visibility rounds let you be on front page of Steam for 500,000 impressions. That is amazing. And you get to do that 5 times. And when you leave early access, they give you one that gives you like 1 million impressions on front page, and it doesn't even count as one of the VRs. So when people talk about like, oh, well, Steam doesn't do anything for visibility, use their tools. They have them there. Every time we enter a Steam sale, we sell basically 90% of our copies for the year during Steam sales. And you can go and join those or leave those at will. Like, you get to choose if you want to be a part of that or not. They don't do that to you. They don't set the rates for you. You do it as the developer. Now, people go like, oh, well, that's cool. That's all fine. But, like, you know, what about people that steal from us, right? Like, what about pirates? And, you know, I'm Pirate Software, so I should know a thing or two about piracy, right? A little bit about piracy. With the name, right? So let's talk about piracy for a moment. Like, oh, you know, piracy, people are going to steal my game. Like, Steam doesn't really have any protections in place for it. You're right. But what is piracy really an issue of? My chat knows. You guys know what piracy really is an issue of? Because it's not people being jerks. It's an issue of cost or distribution. If people can't buy your game because it's too expensive, they're going to pirate it.
Right.
If people can't get your game because they can't obtain it, they're going to pirate it. Access and cost. The whole thing. So a really good example of this is Brazil. Our game, Heartbound, took off in Brazil before it took off anywhere else in the entire world. The average household income in Brazil is 880 to 1,100 BRL. It's about 180 US dollars. If you're telling them to buy a $60 game, you're saying, give me a third of your household's monthly income with 2 working parents. Of course they're going to pirate your game. So what do we do to fix that? Let's go pull this up. First off, we localize the game into Brazilian Portuguese. Then, using Steam, we localize the price. You can see here the Brazilian real, it's only 20 BRL, which is about $4 US, 58% off in Brazil. How much money do you think we make off of Brazil? Knowing that the economic constraints there, the fact that it's not a huge amount of income, the fact that we've released the game there for 60% off. How much do you think it is? 20 to 25% of our studio's monthly income comes from Brazil. 20 to 25% of our studio's entire monthly income comes from Brazil. And that's a country that's generally overlooked because of piracy. Why would you overlook it? Don't. Use Steam. Use Steam and localize your prices and localize your games. If you do this, those communities can support you, and you're supporting them by giving them a game that they can actually buy that makes sense for them to buy. So they don't have to go to a third-party site and get malware. That's what this is all about. That's the whole point. You will make money. You don't have to worry about it. Put your game up there and make the price fair. and you're giving a better experience to people that otherwise wouldn't be able to have it. And you'll make money out of it. So yeah, you guys are talking about Argentina, right? Argentina is $1.13, right? Argentina, $1.13. You're like, oh, well, people just VPN and buy it there. I think we've sold like 2 copies in Argentina, which is wild. Because our team manually set the localized prices. For some of them, yeah. For the localizations that we do, which is Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, French, Spanish, and Japanese, those ones, we manually set them. Because I want to make sure that they're correct. And I talk to people that are in those areas, and I pay attention to the economics for that stuff. And when you set it, Steam automatically starts doing the converted price automatically from there. So I don't have to worry about fluctuating prices, because Steam automatically handles that for you. Once you set this value, you're done, basically. They handle everything for you afterwards, which is great. It's really fantastic. And they can, they can do all this automatically for you as well if you don't want to touch any of it. They do it for you if you don't want to touch it. Can you set it for free to a single country? I don't know. We're trying to find that out right now, actually. We're trying to find that out. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping to find out. I've got like some feelers in at the Steam to see if we can do that. But yeah, so with Argentina, people are like, oh man, prices there. People are going to VPN over it. Steam won't let you do that. If you try to VPN over, it's actually based on where your payment processor is. So you can't just VPN around it, basically. And if you do switch your payment processor around a whole bunch, Steam will eventually ban your account, and then you lose all your Steam games. So people don't want to do that. They don't do it. And I know they don't do it because we've sold about 26,000 copies of Heartbound. It has about 100,000 wish lists. And I think we sold 2 copies in Argentina ever. Which is, to me, is pretty funny. Like, the cheapest price on there, we've only ever sold 2 copies. So, not really an issue. But yeah, with all that in mind, man, you have everything you need to make games now. And it's all on the website, develop.games. And there's no ads on here. The only thing that there is me. At the bottom. Waving at you. There. Just many hundreds of thousands of layers of me. Going back into the infinite behind my website. But yeah, that's it. That's what it is. When I put ads, because making games and seeing ads for that stuff up here just feels gross to me. Making games is hard enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a bunch of stupid ads on here. I don't want to monetize this in a way that is gross. I don't want to put a paywall in front of it. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's gross, dude. It's gross. What about game revenue taxation? What about game revenue taxation? Does Steam take care of all of that? Steam handles... So what I end up getting is a royalty check, right? So a royalty check from the sales of the game. Steam handles other stuff, like VAT and all that other things. Like, I don't have to deal with any of that. I just have to pay the federal government and my state, if we had state income tax, which we don't. Washington. Hey, indie state. It's a good day. Good state to be. But yeah, Steam takes care of all the other stuff. I just have to pay federal taxes on income tax. That's it. That's all I have to do. Which is nice. And then my tax man does it, so I don't have to look at it, because it's scary. Is that Viking Blonde? Don't let Thor fool you. Making games is dead easy. Just push the make game button in Game Maker. Yeah, dude, just press make game, and you're done. And it's over. You don't have to do anything else. No international considerations. No. When you're launching on Steam, it launches internationally already. So, like, we sell copies of Heartbound in Japan, for instance. And Steam handles all of that stuff for it, which is really nice for you. As an indie dev, nothing could be more powerful than that. I think, effectively, Steam is probably the best publisher that exists right now. And it makes it really easy as an indie dev.
Duh.
And I think the buy-in is like $100 in total. And if you put your game out on GameJolt, for instance, like GameJolt is really good for launching, like, demos. It's really fantastic for that. Look how nice the page looks. Make a sick-looking page on here. This is the one for Heartbound. And you can make this stuff look really cool, and you can put your demo up here, and people can go and support you. And when they do support you, if you're streaming on Twitch and you've got stuff up on GameJolt, you do all this kind of thing, you can take that money and then go put your game up on Steam, and then the ball starts rolling. Because then you have a base camp. You have a place to put builds. You have a place to interact with your community. You have a place to have a sold game. And that's something that's phenomenal. It's something that you just can't really get anywhere else to the same degree. And you guys are talking about Epic Storage tools. Do they compare to all the stuff Steam does? Epic loses right out the outset, even just with one feature, and that's the Steam key. The moment that you say Steam key, Epic Games loses in comparison, unfortunately. And it's just because the Steam key can be sold anywhere for free. As an indie, nothing beats that. That is phenomenal. Oh god, you found the channel. What's up? Hi. Yeah, it's Pirate Software / Pirate Software. It's me. Hello. But yeah, so like, I think as we wrap this up, we've got about 4 minutes left. I think the one thing that I want to impose on every single one of you is don't wait to make games. You're not too old to make them. You're not too young to make them. I waited most of my life in AAA, like 7 years in AAA, before I realized that I could just go home and make indie games, and that nothing was stopping me. You have access to all of human knowledge on the internet, and you can do this. You can absolutely do this. And we have a really pretty looking game right now.
I would like to believe him.
Go and look up Heartbound right now. You can see this. What we've made now looks just great, right? We've got this cool trailer and all this cool stuff and all these nice cutscenes and everything that we have on here. And it looks fantastic. But it didn't always look that way. Let me go pull this up real fast. Whoop. Where is it? I'm going to show you something. The screen's going to go black for a second. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Where is it? This, what you're about to see, is horrifying. This is what Heartbound looks like today, with all these animations and all these different cutscenes and all this different stuff that we have here, right? This is what it looked like originally. Let me pull this up. This was the first build of Heartbound. Look at him. He is a potato. Look at him. My God. Every game looks like this in the beginning. Every game looks like this in the beginning. I have 2D pixel art ray trace lighting in my game now. This is what it started as. You're going to make a game that looks like this at first, and it's okay. Don't be down on yourself. Just make it better each day. Just make it better each day. That's it. Go make Potato Simulator, dude. Make it. I believe in you. You can do this. The RTX off. Exactly, dude. From all your games, what would be your monthly earnings? From all my games, monthly earnings? I don't actually know. I basically take all of my money that I make, and I put it back into the studio. Everything. I try to pay out to our artists and musicians as much as I possibly can. I don't make a huge amount of money. I used to make money. I used to work for the federal government, right? Like I was a hacker for the Department of Energy. I was a big nerd. But like, if I wanted to keep making huge amounts of money, I would have kept that job. I want to enjoy myself. I want to make games. I want to make things that other people can enjoy and do this type of thing. So that's what I do. As long as I make enough money to pay my bills, I don't care about anything else. That's just
Yeah, that would be nice. That's the dream, being able to make enough money to pay your fucking bills.
Do you hack any nukes? No. And if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But yeah, that's it, dude. That's the whole deal. Well, it's been fun. Enjoy Twitch Fridge. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Goodbye, everyone on the Twitch Fridge. I think we actually have 1 minute left. I'm just going to do this for a minute. Actually, wait. Nope, my ferrets are all asleep. Unfortunate. I was going to show you the ferrets. They have a big cage over here. They're quite a lot of ferrets, but they're all sleeping inside of that hammock. You can see it's like... Poor ferrets. All sleeping. It's not time for them to be awake. Anyway, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. You guys are amazing.
Okay, that's enough YouTube for now, since I have to leave in like 5 minutes.
You're not...
Fuck off. Oh, and it's still gonna show my other thing. Okay, that's fine. I can just fix this. Zoom. Why is it not transitioning? Jesus. Fucking OBS. Alright, well I gotta leave in a minute. There's probably still more stuff I need to disconnect over here. We got extra circles now. And this blue is unused. Alright. Anything else? These are still pinned squares. Okay, I gotta go. And when I come back, I will need this. Where is it? Gonna need to move that green paint line. That'll start 2 of them. I guess I could use another one of these lines to do another one. I really need to leave though. Whoops. Time to go. Save the game. Quit the desktop. Bye-bye.